Now then, Twitch and also YouTube, welcome back to more Thaumcraft and Botania Unite. I do believe we're on episode 12 or 13 or something like that. Let me have a quick look actually, because I don't know off the top of my head exactly where we are. Where are we? Yes, we're on 13 actually, not even 12 guys. We're on episode number 13. So, last episode I did a few things that you guys caught up on and have told me a few things about. It's about time, guys, we went into the comments section. That is where we're going to be starting off this episode. So first and foremost, Sean says, why don't I use a golem-based storage system? He's sure that there's, if I make an order, there's a supply golem that will get it for me. So I don't know much about golems. I don't know much about using a golem sorting system or something like that as of yet, but that is definitely something I do want to take a look at in the future. We're going to get more into that in a little bit later on in the episode. Buckwheat, a mainstay obviously on the channel. He's got a few things. The food flour needs a pool between the spreader 1 and spreader 2. So if we take a quick look at this, and I know exactly what he's saying, and it's probably not a bad idea. Where's my... there it is. If we go down here, you will see that this gets spread over to this mana pool up there. The mana spreader up there, should I say. Now, if we actually had that put in straight into a pool, and then the pool and then spreading it up there, it would actually collect mana faster here than what it would do putting it through that, and then putting it through that one up the top there. So it's not a bad idea. Also, adding potency velocity lenses would help things massively, and that is true. But I do believe there was a reason why I didn't get potency... no, not potency lenses, so maybe not. I could swear I needed the portal open to be able to make these sorts of things. So let's have a quick look at the velocity one. Maybe I'm just being an absolute clown, guys. It seems so. It seems that I've been an absolute idiot, and all this time I could have actually used that. Buckwheat, I did know what you was talking about there, but I had for some reason in my head thinking that I needed... oh, I've got the lens on, haven't I? The Manasseh monocle showing me everything. That's awesome. But yeah, for some reason I had it in my head that I needed the portal open to be able to do that. And the last thing, do I really think that this wood farm is going to be better than the food farm that we've got right here, the Soul Shards food farm? No, I don't. I have no qualms about it. I don't believe that that is going to be better than this anyway. The only reason why I've added this on is just that. I'm adding it to the pool of mana that we are creating, guys, and that is that's the basic. I want as much mana as I can possibly get my hands on in the cheapest manner possible, and obviously mana being a different kind of mana, you know what I mean, so that we can get as much mana into this main area as possible. Now this is going to change now we've got the access to sparks. We're going to get some more mana pools around here and have this one as the dominant one, and then recessive ones and all sorts of different stuff that you can go into with mana pools. We will definitely be doing that, guys, don't you worry, but I need more mana to be able to do that, so it gets built up. This should be enough mana, guys, actually, to open this. Another comment by Rika Rikum says, portals should be changed not to constantly suck mana from these mana pools and only use mana when it actually uses it. You know, if I chuck something through here and the elves chuck something back, then that's fantastic. It uses a little bit of mana for that. I think that's brilliant. I think that's great change. Good stuff, Vaz. Let's go ahead and get that open. Oh, that took a lot of mana there. But hopefully... there we go. It seems to be okay, and hopefully that will stay on, ready and waiting for us as we go forward. So that's another brilliant comment there. Thank you very much for that one. Stone 7C1. Crystal farming looks like it's only useful for getting aspects that are difficult to get hold of. Otherwise, use the quartz slivers. Using them is probably the best option. So up there I've been planting those crystals. Now the only thing is, and one thing I didn't realise until what you will find out actually later on in this episode, there is a mod that I don't have in this Thaumcraft and Botania Unite that would actually be a hell of a lot better for the mining of those crystal clusters that we've got up there. Now we're going to go into a bit more detail on the project that I said about at the end of last episode, guys. If you don't know what that is, I have been working on a project with a couple of guys off my Patreon which we will get into towards the end of this episode, so don't go anywhere, guys. Spellcheck has said items can be placed onto the plate, this agglomeration plate, and not actually thrown. Is that true? I've accidentally put a piece of dirt down. Now, I don't know if that's actually true or not. This is something that I will probably have to try out with maybe a piece of mana steel. However, iron, I think, is still the issue. Even though we've got mana now, guys, the orchid sucks mana up like you would not believe. That's why we need so much mana. We've got 1 iron ore there. Oh, actually, we've got quite a bit of iron ore there. So I'm going to take that stone out. We're going to put that into there. Get that coal into there as well. So, okay, we'll let that go and give us 1 piece of iron. We only need the 1 piece, guys, to be able to test this function out. So let's go and chuck this into the plate. Not the plate, the mana pool, should I say. And now we've got a mana steel ingot. Can we place it in there? Oh, you can. You can right-click it, and it places it exactly on the top of it there. It still acts like an item. It's not like the runic altar, which, you know, spins around like that. But that is actually very, very useful. Can we do it with just the normal diamond? No. So we can only do it with the items specified, which is not too bad, guys. We've got to keep that in mind. Okay, so there are all the comments that I can get something from you guys. If you've got any comments or suggestions, guys, don't forget you can put them in the comment section below, and I will get to them, guys. I will see them. You will know when I've read them because a little heart will pop up. Because instead of replying to every comment, because I simply do not have the time to be able to do that, what I do is I go through, I go directly into, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the inner workings of YouTube, but I go directly into the community tab, which allows me to see the latest comments that are put on any of my videos that are put forward. So even if a video goes up in the last 6 years, if it was 6 years ago, I can still see the comment if you've commented in the last week. So I can still see that. And any comment, I get there, I put down if it's useful for me. I certainly make sure that I always press the little heart button to show you I've read that comment, so you guys can see when I've read your comment, so you can see that it's not actually being wasted, guys, because I do see it on YouTube, and I'm guilty of this in the past, that I haven't really been as, you know, as up front on my comments section as what maybe other YouTubers might have been. But I really want you guys to be able to see that I do read all of your comments. That is a really good way, I think, of being able to do that. So please do keep that in mind. Right, guys, this episode is not really going to be an episode in this world. We're going to do a couple of little bits and bobs like this velocity and potency thing. So if we go ahead, and I do believe we need more iron for this. Yes, we do. We need iron. We've got the runic altar already set up there. We just need to twizzle our mana spreader around, so that's fantastic. We've got enough iron ingots to be able to do this. I do want to get, oh, that was another comment. I don't know if I mentioned this in the last one. This is one thing that I didn't actually write down here. The infernal furnace doesn't actually require ignis in the form of a jar. It takes aura from the air around you. So that's another thing that we've got to think about when we're going forwards there, guys, because I don't know how to put aura into the air. I'm taking aura out, but I have no idea how to put good stuff back in, and that's a problem. So we've got 4 there for that one, and 4 there for that one. Of course, we're going to be needing the living rock as well, so it can create another mana pool. It should be in here. I've got living rock slabs, but that's not exactly what I'm after. Have I not got any living rock? Have I got some in here? Maybe in my backpack? No, I've got none in my backpack either, guys. It looks like I might have to create some... oh no, I've got a spare mana pool kicking around here, guys. So we've got that one, and that's going to help us out with our mana problem that we've got down there, so that's not a problem. We need 2 glass panes. We should have those as well. Yes, we do. Because the amount of jars we have to create for Thaumcraft now, we've got a lot of them floating around. Brilliant. So we've got 2 mana lenses there. Now, the potency lens needs a rune of fire. Do we have one of them? Now, I keep moving stuff around, guys, so I never really know what I've got where I've got it. This really needs sorting out. So we've got a rune of fire. That's absolutely fantastic. Let's go ahead and slap the rune of fire onto there. Now we've got the mana lens of potency. And the other one, of course, is the velocity, so we can move it a lot quicker. And that needs a rune of air, which... Have we got a rune of air kicking around, guys? Oh, would you look at that? Yes, we do. That is what I like to see, guys. That is what I like to see. Okay, so we stick these together with, of course, a slime ball. Do we have a slime ball kicking around? I don't think we do. It's very easy, actually. We just need a piece of cactus in our thing over here. We should have the thing placed underneath it, so yes, we do. There's a slime ball. And we use that slime ball to obviously slap these things together, give it a little bit of a wiggle, and they're stuck together. So there's the velocity. Let's do it potency, velocity first. So potency, velocity is done and dusted. Oh, it's nearly night time. Let's go to sleep. I've got my little tongue out while I'm asleep, guys. Not that sort of tongue, so don't get too excited. Our tobacco, which seems to have spread by itself, I have no idea how, is growing quite well. Now let's get under here and fix this little area we've got out at the bottom here. Just a little bit of a fix there, so thank you very much to Buckwheat for that. So let's get the potency and velocity onto there. Brilliant. And we want this roughly in the middle, so if we place that there, I think that's actually going to catch on that one there. Do we need another mana spreader, actually? Wait. We're not going to do it like that, guys. We're gonna dig out this one right here, and I think we're gonna place it here. So the mana, have we got the thing on us? There it is. Good. It's in bind mode. So yes, if we click that, it's gonna take it from there. So if we go ahead, bind you to there, it's in the way. It's not a problem. We can move that and get that sorted. And that's going to get the backup of mana that we've got in this little area somewhat sorted. So you can see there, even with the potency and the velocity there, we're full. We're absolutely chock-a-block on with mana. Oh, we actually went down a slight tad there. So we can get, obviously we can get the Gaia spreaders, but we're nowhere near to be able to be getting the Gaia spreaders just yet, guys. So still, that is nice to have, and you can see that's constantly moving, just constantly sucking mana out of this mana pool that's right next to it there, so that's good. Okay, so there's one little bit done and dusted out of the comment section. Thank you very much, Buckwheat. We've got this done as well, so thank you very much to Rika Rikum for that little thing there, which is great. Is there anything else I can do at this moment in time? I don't think so. Not out of the comment section, at least. Anyway, it was more pointing things out for me. So you can see we're getting a lovely amount of mana in there, guys. It's brilliant. It's great. I love it. What have I been working on? This is the big question. This is the big question. And I'm going to do a big reveal for you guys. This is not the world that you will be seeing. Well, of course, I'm going to continue on with this, guys. Don't think that I'm going to be replacing this with that, because it's certainly not going to be the case. But it may. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. But I really want to show you this new project that I have been working on, along with Sved and also Gorwidden off my Patreon. So let me show you guys anyway. Alright guys, well we're here in a different pack entirely. I say different pack in very loose terms, because it was an idea of something I had when I was placing the orchid down in my TC+B world. I was thinking to myself, I'm sure there's a config option to be able to lower the amount of mana that an orchid actually needs, just to be able to move the series on a little bit quicker, you know, lower it down to like a Garden of Glass style. And then I got thinking, guys. Let's go ahead and create another world right now. Okay, new world. Let's just call it a test. Test it. That'll be fine. Now, what you've got to do, guys, is come into here, and it says it creates a world based on the Void Island control configs. Just leave that. I believe you just leave that as is, because I've already set all the configs together so that it sets the right world type. The reason why, we'll get to that soon actually. Let me go ahead and allow the cheats on right there just so that you can see, and we'll go ahead and create this world, guys. What have I done? What have I done? Well, you know Thaumcraft and Botania unite, guys. Everybody knows Thaumcraft and Botania unite. Oh, I thought I set this up right. Well, apparently I have not set this up right because it's all bedrock. Wait, let me go ahead and do island create. See if that helps. No, it doesn't help at all. I'm going to have to go into the configs for that, guys. But anyways, right, give me 1 second. I realised something, guys. We're in single player, which really doesn't matter what you do. So let's create it once more. Let's call it Testy again. Now, instead of the Void World, we're going to go around here and we're going to do Garden of Glass. There it is. Okay. Now we've done it. I just realised we're in single player, so of course it's not going to be the server thing. Anyways, let me go ahead and create this new world. Now, like I said last time, guys, you know Thaumcraft and Botania Unite. Everybody knows Thaumcraft and Botania Unite, guys. It is one of my favourite series of all time. The first one was brilliant. The second one is getting there. So, as you can see, this is a Botania skyblock. And Thaumcraft inside here, guys. It is basically what I like to call Garden of TC+B. Of course, Garden of Thaumcraft and Botania. So that is what this is all about. When you're looking at this, guys, there's actually some mods in here that isn't in my other series. Namely, oops, that is certainly not how you spell that. Namely, it's not coming up. Thaumcraft Editions is in here, guys, basically. And Thaumcraft Editions actually adds quite a lot of decent stuff. If I can actually manage to find this, I will let you guys see it. Oh, what was it called? I think it's there. Look. These entity cells. Now that got me thinking. I thought, does that work like the same as the Safari nets? They do. And I thought to myself, well, if that's an entity cell, you get entity summoners. So you can get the entity cell, put it inside an entity summoner, and instead of using soul shards, the old ways, to be able to make spawners and stuff like that, guys, you can use Thaumic Edition. Oh, it's Thaumic Editions, not Thaumcraft Editions. Thaumic Editions to be able to do this. It's a lot more expensive, of course, guys, and it will take you a while to be able to get to these. However, I don't think that this is a bad mod. I think this is fantastic and something that I really wish I knew about sooner before going ahead and doing my TC+B Season 2, guys, because I would have added this in and taken out soul shards in a heartbeat. Anything that is Thaumcraft related that will take something away from one of the other mods, I don't mind replacing with, because if I can get something that's magically themed like this, then that is fantastic. So you've got Thaumcraft Edition, you've got Thaumcraft Edition, Thaumic Editions. So basically, how you start in Garden of Glass, guys, just shift and right click on the floor here, and you get pebbles. Everybody knows about Garden of Glass. If you don't know about Garden of Glass, guys, and you're really confused about it, in the Lexicon Botania, you can go to Basics and Mechanics, and there is Garden of Glass, and it will go through all the different things, the nice easy things that we will need to go through if you're doing Garden of Glass. So of course you've got to be able to make end portals because it's a void world, so you can't be doing that. You get nether quartz, prismarine, all that sort of stuff from doing this. The mana usage has changed as well. The orchid takes nowhere near the amount of mana as what it did in a normal world. It takes, I don't know, 10 times less maybe, or something like that. It is a lot cheaper, guys. So I made this pack with a few different changes, with the help from Sverd with this one on, because he did most of the recipe changes here. But of course, if you're thinking about TC+B, how's it going to work? How can TC+B work? There is no way you can go and mine crystals from. Well, of course, there comes recipes for this, guys. So crystal, if we take a look, there is recipes for this. The air one is very simply feather in a mana pool, and that gets out 3 air crystals. Not as easy to get as what you might think is a feather, especially with Botania and Thaumcraft are the only mods in here, so you can imagine feathers really only do drop from chickens, and getting chickens is not easy unless you get really lucky in a mob spawner. Anyways, terra you can get with chucking a sapling in a mana pool, and you can get 3 terra crystals from that. That basically, that particular recipe there will allow you to get into Thaumcraft relatively very early. You just need to be able to get the other basics down before you can get into Thaumcraft, you know, properly. So you put a sapling in there, and you can get 3 the terra crystals there, and that will of course give you the ability to be able to sleep, and of course get that book. Now you can't sleep until you've got enough string to make a bed, or if you've managed to be able to spawn any sheep. So keep that in mind, guys. Ignis, nether brick in there, and that gives you 3 ignis crystals. Nether bricks, it's not as easy to get to the nether as what you might think either, because of course obsidian. You'll be able to play this on your own, guys. I'm not going to go ahead and spoil it for you, but you can do that. Everything can be done. This is the reason why I've currently got a server on at the moment testing this pack out with myself, Gorwood and Sverd, and actually my eldest lad, he was playing with us earlier on. I was trying to teach him some Botania back in the day. Trying to teach him, so he ended up teaching me because I keep forgetting everything, so there you go. So yes, just keep an eye on it, guys. Anyway, aqua. That is, of course, sugarcane into there, and you can get 3 aqua with that. Ordo is allowed to be able to go with an arrow. And then Peditio in there with some rotten flesh, and that gets you 3 Peditio. And then, of course, all the rest you'll have to do the normal way. So, with that now done, you can get access to Thaumcraft. And it was a simple case of being able to get all of the stuff that you'll be able to find in the world in Thaumcraft normally into this. Now, the only issue that I can see at this moment in time is the taint. I think you would manually have to create a tainted area to be able to get any tainted items that you need going forward. However, we've not hit that in our testing world as of yet, mainly because the Eldritch the Eldritch tab hasn't quite been unlocked in Thaumcraft yet, so I have no idea if any of these things is used in recipes. If we actually take a look, so there's a lot of taint there, there's fibrous taint, and you can see if anything is needed by, I believe, right clicking. There you go. Some taint crystals, which I think, let's have a look. I'll have a look in a second at what the VTM is. But I'm pretty sure there was entity cells. Look at these, taint swarms, taint seeds, all that sort of stuff, which is fantastic. Let me just have a look at, there it is, VTM. Is there any way? Yes, mycelium, so that's okay. You can get taint without having to have any tainted items, which I suppose is good. And vish rooms. You can actually get vish rooms. They are creatable, I do believe, in the runic altar. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, there you go. You can put some shimmering mushrooms. Is that? Oh, you can get shimmering mushrooms. No, look at that, guys. I never even realised that was even a recipe. But you can get mushroom mixed with floral white powder, well, any sort of floral powder, to be able to get one of these shimmering mushrooms, which you'll be able to then create the vish room round the pure daisy. So there is a way of getting the vish room for quite a decent amount of taint, actually. That's not too bad. So that's one of the issues that I thought we might have pretty much sorted, actually, guys. Pretty much sorted, unless you know, if they use anything, if there's any more other like if you need a taint wood log, say for instance, for any recipe going forward, that might be added to the pack as an actual physical recipe that we put in to be able to give you the ability to get to taint wood logs without having to create a lovely taint island on your island, because nobody wants a tainted island, guys. So that'll be something that we do think about. Right, anyways, let me go out of here, guys, because I want to show you the test world. I want to show you the creative world that we are currently in at the moment. Nobody's online. So, I haven't been on for a couple of days because I've actually been away for a couple of days. So I haven't seen what the progress is. Oh my goodness gracious me. This has been done in complete survival, guys. Nobody is in op mode. Nobody is like in cheats or anything like that. This is all done in survival. So at this current stage in time, guys, I do believe that everything within Thaumcraft is achievable. Everything within Botania is achievable. We've got the portal up now, which is absolutely fantastic. That wasn't there when I went last time. We've got a wonderful looking tree farm, actually, guys. A decent looking tree farm, which has pulse mana spreader. I haven't got a thing on me. It's got observers. Nice. I don't think I've ever used an observer, guys. That is a block update, is it not? Oh, it sounds like a little heartbeat. Oh, it's there, look. That's awesome. I like it. We've got the agri-carnation, I can see in the middle there, growing everything, which, oh, look at all these agri-carnations, guys. I would presume that there's probably going to be more underneath. I really don't know. So, actually, I'm getting quite in the way here. And that is automatically, by the looks of things, taking the saplings. Interesting. There's one got in there by accident, maybe? Because that should be wood. I'm going to take that one out. I presume that's got in there by accident, because that will then go ahead and smelt up into charcoal, which gets pulled out of here, then drops onto the floor here, and is picked up by, well, I would presume, there they are, exaflames. Exaflames? I thought they required lava. I don't question these guys because they know what they're doing, at least most of the time, but I can't understand why there's exaflames on the floor. I thought they dealt with lava, but maybe they're halfway through doing something there. I'm not going to question it, guys. I'm not going to question it. But yes, so as you can see, it looks like... Oh, they've put the open crate on there, so you don't have to physically chuck them down when they don't realise the same thing as what I realised just in this episode, that you can actually right-click the items onto there. These are what I'm on about. So I don't understand why we're dropping the charcoal out of there. I think they've created the wrong things. I don't think there's meant to be exaflames. I think they're meant to be ender flames at the back here. Plus, there's no way of actually getting this mana around. I don't understand. Again, I'm not going to question it. So we've got the munch dews up at the top there. They will eat steadily away at the leaves that are planted. I don't know if that's done at a particular time. I don't know. The munch dews don't seem to be eating the leaves. Anyway, guys, look at this. This is a lovely little setup from Gorwooden. I actually learned something off Gorwooden. I could learn a lot from Gorwooden, to be fair, guys. Now, this is a smooth stone generator. If you can't really see it from the front there, I don't know if you can see it from the back, but there is some lava and some water doing all sorts of some cool stuff in there, and it's creating smooth stone. It gets pushed out here by some pistons and comes up to this point right here. Now, at this current moment in time, this is not being this mana is not being filled up anyway. Right, that's being put. That's point. They're all pointing to the runic altar. That one seems to be pointing into here. I don't know where from. From here. Maybe those are putting into there, which is probably the case. And yes, so if we actually put 14 pieces of sand, exactly 14 pieces of sand into here, this will set off, which will set the mana pulse mana spreaders off every time that clicks over. And on here is a bore lens. Right there is a bore lens, and it actually takes up quite a lot of this, and then it puts it into here. So as you can see, we get, oh look, the sand is in here, which is awesome. I can show you guys this. Let's put it down there. That's 14 seconds. It does occasionally miss one as it's being pushed up. It misses mining one, but it's fine. It gets caught around the second time, so it's not a problem. Boop. There we go. Wonderful. Oh my goodness gracious me. Where did you come from? I'm trying to do this. So as you can see, as the smooth stone gets pushed into the range of the orchid back here, it is actually creating more ores. It's a nice automated way. It's a nice automated way, guys, if you've got the mana to be able to do so. And I do believe that we are creating quite a bit of mana now, guys, on this, which is great. It's working an absolute treat. What more could you ask for? Brilliant. Alright, let's take that out. I don't want it to be running all the time. And then let's put that into there. Brilliant. So we've got quite a lot of resources coming through, a lot more than what I have in my normal survival world. This over here, I spent quite a lot of time trying to figure out how to craft. Are they killing each other in there? That's the only issue, is inside there, the witches don't actually die. Oh, look at the amount of bones, guys. Oh, wait. I think there must be a plant in there. We're going to go and take a look. I think it's the one of the plants from the additions. It's right there. Can you see it, guys? That's actually doing a really good job of killing the witches in there. You don't get drops from it, which is unfortunate. But if you just manage to peek inside there, there is a flower there from Botania Additions. Botania. It's not there. Botanic? No. It is here. Actually, the add-ons as well, they do create more inside the actual Lexica Botania, which is something that I never knew was possible, to be fair. So if we go right back to generating flora, here we go. The Bloody Enchantress, I do believe it is, can create mana by consuming creatures' life, working efficiently when creatures are nearby, but creatures sacrificed by this way will not produce any drops or experience. They will, however, produce mana, of course. And there's the Bloody Enchantress, and I do believe that is the one that slipped in the corner right there. Because by the looks of all these ones, I don't think there's anything else. So the Exaflame. Or maybe the Exaflames are powering the furnaces. That's probably the case. That's probably what the Exaflames are doing, guys. Actually, come to think of it, that is definitely what they're doing. So that's a nice little addition there. That is a really good addition into that, because that was one of the problems that we're getting, is those witches. We've of course got the portal. Yeah, it took me ages to create this, but luckily for me, I did put the wand mod in. So you've got diamond wands. Oh, can you actually make that? Oh, another star. You can make it. That's pretty good. Yeah, I made a diamond wand, and after that, guys, it was really, really easy. As soon as I did that and made the diamond wand, it was a lot easier and fantastic. So there's one thing that we are lacking on, and that is string. And most of the time, it's because these spiders come down, they fall on the bottom here, and they don't actually die because they're dragging themselves down the wall, and that is an issue. So string will be very hard to come by, and that is one thing I would strongly suggest you try to get a lot of very, very soon. If you're playing this, guys, please keep that in mind, because to get these, to get the pigs, to get the chickens, you need to be able to spawn them. And to spawn them, you need a cocoon. A cocoon of caprice, which is part of Botania, which if you make one of these, which is a lot of string, with a fell pumpkin, which is more string, if you make one of these, guys, and put it down, eventually it will start wobbling like this, and then eventually a mob will pop out. One of the friendly mobs, or it could be some other types of mob. Not like zombies or anything like that, so it could be like a wolf or rabbits or something that you don't really necessarily need or want in your world, so do keep that in mind. But guys, I am really looking forward to getting this. You guys can get it, actually. Not right now, because I haven't actually created the ability to be able to get this yet, but I will be creating, over the next couple of weeks, a project on CurseForge, so that you guys can go ahead and download this off Curse at your leisure, and you can go ahead and give it a try. If you want to be involved in this on a server level, guys, like we've got it here, it will be going onto my Patreon server. I've gone ahead and I've rejigged quite a lot with my Patreon. If you go and take a look, I do believe I've got 4 different tiers. There is a $1 tier, which is it's basically like a thank you very much for the content that I do make. $5 does get you access to my Patreon server, and then $10, $30 after that is completely up to you, but only $5 is needed. $10 and $30, there are other goals, well, not goals, should I say, there are other rewards coming to those particular tiers at the moment, the $10 and $30. They are coming soon, and you know, keep your eye on that, guys, if you do go for that. But yes, they will be coming soon. This will be on the Patreon server at the start of next month. If you are a Patreon at the $5 level or above, you will get access to the Patreon server. And also, guys, I would really implore you to go ahead and link your Patreon with Discord. You will need Discord to be able to get any information on this server. I will not be doing it through Patreon anymore, so please keep that in mind. I can't keep going to 2 different places every month to be able to give out details. What will happen, guys, is you will, hopefully, if you do join the Patreon, the Discord will be open to everybody. Now, it's not just going to be people that are Patreons anymore. It is going to be open to absolutely anybody and everybody who wants to come along. The people who do manage to come from Patreon and have linked their Patreon with their Discord will get a little bit of a thing on the right hand side saying what tier they are, and you can see that they are current patrons, which is a really nice little touch actually from Patreon. I love that. It's a really nice little touch. So I've got that all implemented now, guys, and I've changed the reward scheme. I've changed. I've gone into my Patreon. I've just rejigged it. I've rejigged it because, of course, my situation now is different to what my situation was back when I started doing Patreon. So please do keep that in mind. Anyways, guys, this is Garden of TC+B, and I really do hope that you're looking forward to be able to getting your hands on this, guys, because I'm really looking forward to seeing how this goes down. There is going to be no quests, guys. It's not going to be a quest driven mod pack or anything like that. It is basically just a do what you like mod pack. And I was thinking about doing quests, but I think it kind of limits people on a specific route that they have to take, and I don't want that to be the case. I don't want people to think, oh, I've got to do this next, and I've got to do that next, and I've got to do that next, and I've got to do... I want people to just have fun, go along in the mod pack, fiddle around, faff around with different bits and bobs that you find within Botania and Thaumcraft. And you can see this is all done entirely through vanilla and Botania at this moment in time, mainly because Thaumcraft is a little bit harder to get into later on down the line, because you need a lot of stuff at the start. So Botania really helps with that, and then you can really refine these systems, I do believe, once you get into proper end game Thaumcraft and these Thaumic editions and stuff like that. You can really refine these sort of systems that you've got with Botania and integrate Thaumcraft in with it, and that is the whole reason for TC+B, guys. The whole reason for TC+B is I know these mods play well together, as I've done it numerous times before. Now, the future of my Patreon. Don't worry, guys. This is not going to be a one-off kind of server. This will be running for a month, a couple of months, until people start dwindling away and are not interested in doing Garden of TC+B anymore. And at that stage, we're going to start bringing in custom mod packs, and I think that's the best way, I think, of this, because I've played many mod packs. Us guys, there's been people on my Patreon here now for years, guys. Honestly, for years they've been in. We've played a lot of mod packs in our time. So if we can create our own little mod packs, just you know, as a little bit of a niche to be able to see different mod packs in different lights and using different items and using different ways of doing things that you would necessarily discard, should I say, for example, Endrio conduits. They're absolutely fantastic, guys. But there's so much more that you can do with other mods, that you can do it in a slightly different way, maybe, or in a different way entirely. And that's what I really want to get into. The Thaumcraft and Botania Unite, if you remember a while back, I did actually start a different Unite series, and I think it was RF Tools and something else Unite. Mechanism. Was it Mechanism and RF Tools Unite? And I really enjoyed that, but at that stage I could not keep up with the videos that I was creating, and unfortunately that one got knocked on the head. But that's the sort of thing I want to start to bring into my Patreon, is the Unite series. And I really want to bring as much community-focused things as I can into my Patreon as well. So I had an offer from Count Doom, who's been a Patreon for a long time. I had an offer from her to teach me how to build. Now that's going to be an interesting one, guys. That is going to be an interesting one, but something that we'll definitely be taking a look at going forwards. Guys, I was going to be doing some more in the TC+B world, but unfortunately I've run out of time for today. I've been away for a couple of days, and today is currently Thursday, which means this episode should have been out today. Unfortunately, it's now 7:20. I'm not going to be able to get that out for 8 o'clock at night. I've still got to render it, edit it, and all that sort of business. So, this will be out on Friday instead. It's only one day late, but we'll be back to normal again next week. I will make sure that I go ahead and get another episode done for you for next week. It will be in the TC+B world, and we will continue on with that. What I will do, guys, is I might go ahead and add some of the add-ons that I've added into this pack into my TC+B pack, or I might just keep it as it is. I'm not quite sure. Let me know in the comments section, guys, if you want to see that. It may not be next episode because I might do another recording straight after this one, but it will be in a couple of episodes' time if that's the case. Let me know if you do want to see these sort of mods in the TC+B world. But Garden of TC+B, guys, will be coming out towards the end of August, towards the end of this month. So keep your eyes peeled on Curse, keep your eyes peeled on my channel, because I will certainly go ahead and say when this is out on my channel as well. But I really need to make sure that everything is working first, and when that is ready, guys, it will be ready. It will be ready for people to use in public. But anyways, guys, that is going to be it for the end of this episode. I do hope you've enjoyed it. It's a little bit more of a laid-back episode today, getting caught up with everything that we've been doing in the past week, and, of course, getting those few niggly little bits fixed in my TC+B world. If you enjoyed it, guys, please go ahead and leave a like if you're watching on YouTube, and please go ahead and leave a comment if you're watching on Twitch. It would be brilliant to see you guys comment. I do make sure that I look at the comments on Twitch as well, guys, so do keep that in mind. But thank you very much for coming along. Until next time, I've been the Soft Man, as always. Whoops, that's the wrong button. As always, that's also the wrong button. Stay safe. I never realised my fish did that. It actually wobbles right round my head. It looks like it's swimming. Stay safe, guys.